morning to all of you, especially to our ABC attentive, brilliant, and commendable grade 5 pupils. I welcome you to a fun and engaging lesson of the day because learning English is really fun and exciting. We are now in our week 3 of quarter 2, module 2. I, Tutor Emmy, am here to guide you through the different activities found in our English 5 week 3 module. For this quarter 2 week 3, the competency to master is identifying point of view. That's right. We will talk about point of view today. Are you ready? Yes, I know you are. But first, I would like to acknowledge the Bureau of Learning Resources, DepEd Central Office, for this SLM that we will be using in today's online tutorial. All right, my dear students, kindly get your pen, notebook, and English 5 module. Now that you are ready, let us begin and let's start with the review. Last week's lesson was all about composing clear and coherent sentences using correct models. Let's try to recall by doing the activity on the next slide. So last week's lesson, let's try to have this one, which is models. So to come up with a description of what models are, I want you to unscramble the letters of the word in each box. So we have it there. Models are helping verbs used with a principal or main verb, and they are used to express, what do you think? To express, what is that? That's right, permission. What about the second one? Yes, ability. And what about the third one? Obligation. And the fourth? Possibility. And that is probability, strong belief, and many others. So what are the models once again? Can you enumerate? These are? Very good. These are the can, could, may, might, shall, should, will, must, and would. Yeah, very good. Excellent. You must have really been studying. A virtual round of applause to each of you. Yeah. So for today's goal, you are expected to just two. First one is define point of view and identify the point of view used in familiar text. Okay, moving on. Let's check if you know something about our lesson today. Let's do the first activity. The instruction says, identify the point of view used in each item and then write your answers on your notebook. Ready? Yes. Let's have the first sentence. You are as good as you think you are. Second, once upon a time, there lived a gorilla named Kong Po. He was not just an ordinary gorilla. He was a master of mixed martial arts. Number 3, Obi-Wan Kenobi trained me to become a Jedi. Number 4 sentence, Pong Pagong and Kikong Maching said that they will compete in the voice talent. And the last sentence, I was walking along a dark alley when I suddenly saw a flying fireball called San Telmo. I ran as fast as I could until I finally woke up. So what do you think are the point of view in each item? Come on, I'll give you minutes, or let's say just seconds to identify them. Exactly right. So we have the first one, it's second person point of view. And number 2, it is third person point of view. The number 3 is first person point of view. Number 4, third person point of view. And the last number or the last item is first person point of view. You got it right. Very good. All right. Let's have another one. Are you ready? Yes, you are. Now let's have the next activity. What you are going to do is you're going to read the poem and answer the questions that follow. Okay, so let's have the poem. Okay, let's have this one. And the title of the poem is Point of View. I know a story's narrator is the one who tells the story. Yes, I'm sure. I can determine point of view by looking at the pronouns that are used. Got a feeling when I'm reading a story? Think about the perspective from which it's told. Is the point of view first or third person? Come on! First person is part of the story. Look for I and me, and us and we. And now I can use the clues to determine point of view. Third person's on the outside. Look for he and she and him and they. And now I can use the clues to determine point of view. All right, now let's try to answer the following questions. Let's have number one. What do you call the one who tells the story according to the poem? Is it A, author, B, narrator, C, singer, and D, composer? What do you think? Correct. It's narrator. All right, let's go to number two. Let's have number two. It says there, this poem says that one determines the point of view by blank. Is it A, singing a song, B, reading a story, C, looking at the pronouns used, and D, using a magnifying lens? Which one is the correct answer? Come on, think. Excellent. Yes, it is letter C. Very good. Now let's move on. Let's try to have number three question. Which line from the poem contains a model? Is it A, line 1, B, line 3, C, line 7, or is it D, line 16? Superb! Yes, it's letter B. It's on the third line or line 3. Now let's have number 4 question. What word in the poem has the same meaning as point of view? Is it A, perspective, or B, story, or is it C, narrator, or D, person? What do you think? Correct. It's letter A, perspective. Very good. Good job. Now let's have number 5. Which of the following statements about the point of view is true? A, writing poems is helpful in understanding a point of view. Letter B, the kind of pronouns used in a story will give you a clue to the point of view. Letter C, the poem is written in the author's point of view. And D, a point of view is also known as the sequence of events in a story. Come on, where is it? Wonderful. Yes, it's letter B. Very good. Now that we are done with the first 2 activities, and based on these activities, what is point of view? All right, so point of view is the angle by which the story is told, meaning it's the position or the perspective of the one telling the story. It also shows what the narrator who is telling the story can see, his or her point of view. Since the story is told by a narrator, the point of view of a narrator becomes the point of view of the story. Did you get it? Again, the point of view of a narrator becomes the point of view of the story. Now, there are three main types of point of view. The first one is first person point of view. Then second person point of view. And third person point of view. Now, how does each differ from the other? Now, identifying the point of view from which a story or a piece of narrative is told is not always easy. A good strategy to follow is to identify the personal pronouns used in the text. Now, personal pronouns, such as the first, second, or third person, often determines the point of view used in a narration. So, if the pronouns used in a narration are in the third person, the point of view in that same text is also in the third person. Got it? Yes. Now that you have finished learning about this, let's try to have the description or the definition of each point of view. Okay, so let's have the first person. And then, when you talk about the first person, it is a story written as if it is being told by a character in the story and uses pronouns such as I, we, and me, and other personal pronouns in the first person. For example, I love my country because it is my birthplace. Another example, I would go with you wherever you go. Now for the second person, a story puts the reader in the action by using the pronouns you and your, which are pronouns in the second person. The narrator of the story is not a character in the story, but is talking to a character in the story who is the one acting. Okay, let's have examples. The best way to succeed is to follow the path to your dreams. Second example, you came at the right time. Now let's have the third. Third person, the narrator is not part of the story. He or she is an observer. Observer. Yes, you heard it right. Observer. Who tells the story from the outside. Pronouns such as the he, she, and they, and other personal pronouns in the third person are used in this type of point of view. For example, she was requested by Dr. Mahusay to develop a module. Another example, Elaine applied for a job and she got it. Hey, now that you have finished learning about the different types of point of view, let us have some exercises to put your learning to the test. Are you ready? Of course. Yes, 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 you are. Now let's have this application. The instruction is, read the situation and identify whether it is written using the first, second, or third person point of view. Once again, you are going to write your answers on your notebook. All right. Ready now? Let's try to have this. So the first one, the three farmers returned to their village after the flood. What do you think is it? Is it in the first, second, or third person? You got it right. It's in the third person. Now let's have the second one. I will go to the talipapa or flea market to buy some root crops like kamoting kahoy, which is cassava, and kamote, which is sweet potato. What is the point of view? Very good. It's first person. Now let's have number 3 sentence. One and the other villagers harvested some crops to save them from the approaching typhoon. That is? Yes, it's third person. Now let's have number 4. We used to ride a carabao in going to school when we were children. So what is it? You have your clue there. The pronoun we. Perfect. Yes, it's first person. Now let's have the last number, which is number 5. Follow your dream while you are young. What is the point of view there? Come on. Superb. Yes, it is second person. I know you could do it. By the way, what gives you the clue? Yes, it is the pronoun in the sentence. Wow. Now let's have more. Let's have this activity. Read the situation and identify whether it is written using the first, second, or third person point of view. Let's have the first sentence. I am not feeling good about this at all. I had eaten so much chocolate cake that I felt so full. I couldn't study for my test. My stomach feels like a balloon that is going to burst. I need to go to the bathroom. So what do you think it is? So we have our clues there. It's the I, my, and more I's. So what is it? That's right. It's first person point of view. Now let's have another one. Number 2. You didn't want to ask for some baon, but you had no choice. You spent all of your allowance playing Dota, and now you don't have the money to buy a manila paper for your class report. What are our clues there? The word and the product? Yes, it's you. A lot of yous there. And that is very good. Second person point of view. And let's have the last sentence for this activity. Ambo went for a bike ride in the park. While on the ride, he saw his best friend Onyok. They decided to go biking at the beach instead of bike riding in the park. However, the two were upset that their bikes didn't run fast on the sand. They ended up swimming on the beach. What do you think is the point of view there? Your clue is, actually there are more. He, they, and another they. Yes, there's also there. So what do you think is that? Excellent. It's third person point of view. Wow, right on. You are now ready to do the assessment. Yes, yes, yes. Now let's have the assessment. Read each sentence and identify the point of view used. Let's have this. So we have 5 sentences, and you're going to identify the point of view. You can do this very easy, or you can do this easily because we already have talked about this and discussed about this, and I have given you some examples and also clues. So let's have number 1. I ate a whole pizza by myself. What do you think is that? That's, yes, first person. Now let's have another one. Number 2, John forgot to do his homework. That is third person point of view. Let's have the third one. Iz and I are no longer friends. What do you think is that? That is first person point of view. Number 4, you haven't turned in your permission slip. What is that? That is second person. Yes. And the last number, I couldn't wait for school to be over. What is the point of view there? Very good. It's first person. Wow, you figured that out fast. Congratulations. Yeah, another round of applause to all of you. Now for your assignment, let's try to have the instruction. Read each paragraph and give the point of view. The first one is done for you. So with this one, you have to refer to page 17 of your module because this is your assignment. You would no longer be seeing the paragraphs that I'll be presenting here because these are found in your modules. So these are the paragraphs found in your module. So let's have first the example. I will rule over this planet. I am a prince, so it is right that I become the leader of our race. I have great powers and I am brave. I am Vegeta, prince of the science. So what do you think is that? That's right. It's first person point of view. Now let me try to present to you the paragraphs that you are going to answer as your assignment. The first one is here. Let me read it to you. To cook noodles, you need to boil about 2 cups of water on a cooking pan. When the water starts to boil, you have to pour the noodles into the water. Then, you let the noodles simmer in the hot water and occasionally stirring it with a ladle. After 5 minutes, drain the water. Then you mix the flavoring and finally, you and your friends can enjoy the hot noodles. All right, so it's an assignment, so you're going to write your answers on your notebook. Let's have number 2. In a field one summer's day, a grasshopper was hopping about, chirping and singing to its heart's content. An ant passed by, bearing along with great toil an ear of corn. He was talking to the nest. Why not come and chat with me, said the grasshopper, instead of toiling and moiling in that way. So what do you think is that? Okay, you just have to write down in your notebook, and let's have the third paragraph. John Rambo Jr. thought that his father lived a difficult life. He told himself that he would never be like him. He would not hurt another person. He would not use any weapon. All his life, he just wanted to be a zookeeper. He just wanted to work in the presence of animals. Please write down your answer in your notebook, or you may refer that one to your modules. Just try to read with me silently. Then let's go to number 4. When I was a boy, I used to play hide and seek with my friends. While we were playing, I fell into a dike. I got a lot of mud all over my body. As I stood up, my friends yelled, "Monster! Monster!" They ran away as fast as they could. What is that? Just be familiar with the paragraph. Now let's have the fifth paragraph. Bruce Banner arrives late for class. He walks slowly into the room, but his classmates notice. "Hello, sleepyhead." Lucky the bully throws a crumpled paper into his face. Suddenly, Bruce's face changes. His skin turns green. Everyone is shocked. Mhm. So what is that? That will be your assignment for next week. Oh, you did very well in today's activities. Satisfied tutor here. Tutor Emmy is very satisfied with your performance today. And for our wrap up, let's have our wrap up now. Point of view is the angle by which a story is told. Refer to the pronouns used to get a clue as to who is telling the story. A story is told in the first person point of view when the pronouns I, my, we, and us are used. In the second person point of view, the narrator uses the pronouns you or your. And the last one is, this story is told in the third person point of view when the narrator uses the pronouns such as his, her, they, and their. Now let me make it easier for you to remember. Here's the clue. When the point of view is in the first person, second person, third person, of course, the personal pronoun should also be in the same person. So let's have this one. First person, I, we, me, us. Second person, you, your. Third person, he, she, it, they, him, her, it, and them. Yeah, you did a great job. Oh, wow, congratulations. I would like to say thank you for tuning in. It was indeed a great time to spend with you. This is Tutor Emmy saying you again next time and also saying bye-bye, everyone. Have a great day.